Marie Patterson stood before her bedroom mirror, the morning light from her Texas window, revealing every line, every sunspot, every crease that decades of living had etched across her face. Her granddaughter's graduation invitation sat on the dresser, 6 months away. She'd already bought the dress, navy blue with delicate lace, but the woman staring back at her didn't match the confidence she wanted to feel. Her friends whispered about Botox. Ads promised $200 miracle serums. But Marie heard her mother's voice echo from childhood. Nature has everything you need, baby girl. What happened next didn't just transform Marie's skin. It sparked a revolution in her entire community. And it started with 5 simple remedies hiding in plain sight. Before I reveal Marie's 5 natural remedies that shock her dermatologist, I need to ask you something personal. Have you looked in the mirror and barely recognized the vibrant person you know you are inside? Comment, yes. Right now, if aging skin has stolen even 1 ounce of your confidence, because you're not alone, and Marie's story might give you back what you thought was gone forever. Hit that like button if you're exhausted from expensive creams that promise everything and deliver nothing. Because what this 62-year-old grandmother discovered in her own kitchen is about to challenge everything the beauty industry has sold you. Your grandmother's beauty secrets? They were right all along. Marie Patterson had lived all 62 of her years fully. Her garden in Austin stretched across half an acre. Tomatoes, roses, herbs that perfumed the air on humid evenings. She'd spent thousands of hours under the Texas sun, never thinking much about sunscreen in her younger years. Why would she? She was busy raising 3 children, building a life, laughing with friends, creating memories. Every wrinkle told a story. The laugh lines around her eyes came from 3 decades married to Jim, who still made her giggle at breakfast. The creases on her forehead mapped years of worry and relief as her children grew, struggled, and thrived. Her hands, spotted and weathered, had kneaded bread, wiped tears, planted seeds, and held babies. But when her granddaughter Emma called with news about her college graduation, something shifted. Marie immediately thought about photographs, those permanent captures that would live in albums and on Emma's walls forever. She wanted to look like herself in those photos. Vibrant, present, alive. She tried on the navy dress she'd bought on sale 2 months earlier. It fit perfectly. But when she looked in the mirror, really looked, she saw something that startled her. Her skin appeared dull, almost gray. Deep lines ran from her nose to her mouth like canyons. Her cheeks, once full and elastic, seemed to sag. Sun damage created an uneven patchwork of tone and texture. This wasn't vanity speaking. Marie had earned every year on her face. But she didn't feel as tired as she looked. Inside, she still felt vibrant, energetic, alive. The disconnect between her reflection and her reality felt jarring. Her friend Barbara suggested Botox over coffee. "Everyone does it now," she said casually. "It's not a big deal anymore." Marie smiled politely but felt resistance in her gut. Her daughter sent links to expensive serums, $180 for an ounce of promises wrapped in elegant packaging. That night, Marie called her mother in Dallas. At 87, her mother's skin still glowed with suppleness that defied her age. "Mama," Marie asked, "what did you always put on your face?" Her mother laughed, that warm sound that had comforted Marie through decades of questions. "Baby girl, I told you 100 times. Green tea, honey, oils from the earth. Your generation forgot that everything grows. You don't need laboratories. You need patience." Marie hung up the phone and made a decision. She had 6 months until graduation. She would do this her way, nature's way. What did she have to lose except money she'd rather spend on Emma's graduation gift? Marie became a woman on a mission. She called every friend in her quilting circle, asking what their mothers and grandmothers used. She researched online, reading about beauty rituals from Korea, Japan, Latin America, the Mediterranean. Cultures separated by oceans somehow arrived at similar truths. Nature provides what skin needs. The science surprised her. Words like polyphenol, antioxidants, and retinol sounded complicated until she realized they simply described compounds found in plants. Green tea contained polyphenol that protected DNA from sun damage. Rosehip oil offered natural vitamin A that stimulated cell renewal. Honey attracted moisture while killing bacteria. Papaya held enzymes that gently dissolved dead skin cells. Everything either grew in her garden or could be purchased affordably at the local grocery store. No prescriptions, no appointments, no needles. Marie designed her routine with military precision. Every morning would start with warm green tea, not just drinking it, but making it a ritual. Night would bring rosehip oil massage gently into her skin. Once weekly, she'd apply a honey and oatmeal mask. Her diet would include papaya and blueberries daily, flooding her system with antioxidants from within. And finally, she'd commit to facial exercises, something that sounded absurd until she read the research about muscle tone and circulation. Her husband, Jim, watched her write everything in her journal. 6 months, he asked. 6 months, Marie confirmed. Emma's graduation. I'm giving myself until then. She didn't expect miracles. She expected maybe some improvement. Maybe her skin would feel better, even if it didn't look dramatically different. That modest hope was enough to begin. Now here's what the beauty industry absolutely doesn't want you to know, and this is critical. Your skin regenerates completely every 28 days. Every single cell can be renewed if given the right nutrients and care. If you're grabbing a pen to write down Marie's 5 remedies, hit that subscribe button right now so you can come back to this video whenever you need it. We're sharing real transformation stories every week. Proof that nature works when we give it time. Want to see what happened to Marie's skin in just the first week? You won't believe how fast her body responded. Keep watching. Week 1 felt like nothing and everything simultaneously. Marie woke each morning and prepared her green tea with intention. She'd steep it for exactly 3 minutes, let it cool to warm, then sip slowly while watching sunrise paint the sky. The ritual itself felt nourishing, even before any physical changes appeared. At night, she warmed 3 drops of rosehip oil between her palms and pressed them gently into her face, massaging upward, always upward, the way her mother taught her. The oil absorbed quickly, leaving her skin soft but not greasy. She practiced facial exercises in front of the mirror, feeling ridiculous as she lifted her eyebrows, puffed her cheeks, and made exaggerated expressions. Jim walked in once and burst out laughing. She threw a pillow at him, but she was laughing too. By day 10, something subtle shifted. Her skin felt different, more hydrated, less tight and uncomfortable. When she washed her face each morning, the texture under her fingers seemed smoother. Week 3 brought the first external validation. At her quilting circle, her friend Sandra stopped mid-sentence and stared. "Marie, your skin looks different. What are you doing?" "Nothing," Marie said automatically, then caught herself. "Actually, everything. Let me tell you." The honey and oatmeal mask became her Sunday evening ritual. She'd mix 2 tablespoons of raw honey with ground oatmeal, apply the thick paste to her face, and lie down for 15 minutes while it worked. When she rinsed away, her skin glowed pink and fresh, like she'd buffed away years of dullness. Her breakfast transformed too. Every morning now included papaya, that sunset-colored fruit with its enzyme-rich flesh, and a handful of blueberries. She'd read that blueberries contain more antioxidants than almost any other food. Jim started eating them too, claiming he wanted to get handsome for the graduation. By week 6, Marie noticed her fine lines softening. The crow's feet at her eyes, earned from decades of smiling and squinting in bright sunlight, became less pronounced. Her skin tone started evening out, the patches of sun damage gradually fading. She took a photo of herself and compared it to one from 2 months earlier. The difference was undeniable. Week 8 brought the comment that made her realize this was really working. Emma video called from college, and within seconds of Marie's face appearing on screen, Emma gasped. "Grandma, you look so different. What did you do? You're glowing." Marie explained everything: the green tea, the oil, the masks, the fruits, the exercises. Emma grabbed a notebook and started writing. "I'm trying this," she declared. "If it works this well at 62, imagine what it'll do at 21. The science behind what was happening fascinated Marie as much as the results themselves. Green tea's EGCG polyphenol were literally repairing damage at the DNA level. protecting her cells from oxidative stress. The rosehip oil, with its natural form of vitamin A, accelerated cell turnover without the irritation of synthetic retinols. Her skin was shedding damaged cells and revealing healthier layers beneath. The honey in her weekly masks acted as a humectant, drawing moisture from the air into her skin while its antibacterial properties kept her pores clear. Oatmeal provided gentle exfoliation and soothing compounds that reduced inflammation. Together, they created a treatment more sophisticated than anything she could buy in a department store. Internally, the papaya's papain enzyme worked like a gentle exfoliant from within, while the concentrated antioxidants in blueberries fought free radicals throughout her entire body. Her skin was of visible evidence, but she suspected every cell was benefiting. The facial exercises increased blood flow to her face, delivering oxygen and nutrients while stimulating collagen production. Each morning and evening, she spent 10 minutes making deliberate expressions, eyebrow lifts, cheek puffs, neck stretches, forehead smoothing movements. The underlying muscles grew stronger, creating natural lift without any intervention. By month 4, Marie's husband made a comment that meant more than any other. They were getting ready for church when he stopped, looked at her, and said quietly, "You look like you did when we got married. Not younger. I don't mean that, but healthy, alive, beautiful." Marie felt tears prick her eyes, not because he called her beautiful. He did that regularly, but because he'd identified exactly what she felt inside. Not younger, but vitalized. Not trying to turn back time, but honoring the present moment. Month 5 brought daily questions from friends, acquaintances, even strangers at the grocery store. Her skin had taken on a radiance that made people notice. The deep lines from her nose to mouth hadn't disappeared, but they'd softened dramatically. Her cheeks appeared fuller, more elastic. Her entire face seemed lifted, as if gravity had loosened its grip slightly. When graduation day arrived, exactly 6 months after that morning mirror moment, Marie put on her navy dress and looked at her reflection. The woman staring back finally matched how she felt inside. Vibrant, present, alive, not 20 years younger, but authentically, beautifully herself. The graduation ceremony took place outdoors under a bright May sky. Marie sat with Jim, camera ready, watching him across the stage with her diploma. But throughout the day, something unexpected kept happening. Other parents, other grandparents, kept approaching her. "Excuse me, but your skin is absolutely glowing. What's your secret?" Marie had prepared small recipe cards weeks earlier, sensing this might happen. She handed them out like business cards, watching faces light up as people read. Green tea, rosehip oil, honey, oatmeal, papaya, blueberries, facial exercises. "That's it?" one woman asked, skeptical. "Nothing else." "That's it," Marie confirmed. And time, consistency, patience. The photos from that day captured exactly what Marie had hoped for. She looked radiant not because she'd erased her years, but because she'd honored them. Emma later framed one photo. For generations of women, Emma, her mother Marie, and Marie's mother who'd driven from Dallas. 4 faces, for stages of life, all glowing with health and joy. Back in Austin, Marie's quilting circle became an unofficial natural skincare support group. Sandra started the green tea ritual. Barbara, who'd suggested Botox months earlier, asked for Marie's complete routine. By summer, 6 women were comparing notes on rosehip oil brands and sharing homemade mask recipes. The conversation expanded beyond just skin. They talked about why these remedies have been forgotten, dismissed as old-fashioned, while laboratories synthesize the same compounds and charge hundreds of dollars. Asian cultures had used green tea for skin health for centuries. Latin American women had long recognized papaya's enzymatic power. Europeans had relied on rosehip oil through generations. Cleopatra herself had bathed in honey. The wisdom had always existed. Modern culture had simply stopped listening, distracted by promises of instant transformation through expensive interventions. Marie noticed something profound happening in these conversations. When women reclaimed these natural practices, they weren't just improving their skin. They were reconnecting with generational wisdom, taking agency over their bodies, and rejecting the message that aging requires constant warfare against yourself. Beauty became self-care instead of self-criticism, enhancement instead of erasure, working with their bodies instead of against them. If you have a mother, grandmother, aunt, sister, or friend who's given up on her skin because she thinks the only options are expensive or invasive, share this video right now. Marie's story could change how she sees herself and her possibilities. Natural beauty isn't about denying your age. It's about caring for yourself at every age. Comment below which remedy you're trying first. Green tea, rosehip oil, honey masks, antioxidant-rich fruits, or facial exercises. Your comment might inspire someone else reading this to start their own transformation today. Today, Marie is 64 years old. 2 years have passed since Emma's graduation, and she's maintained every element of her routine. Her skin continues to improve gradually, subtly, authentically. She still has wrinkles. She still has sun damage. She looks like a woman who's lived 64 years, because she has. But here's what you need to understand before you expect overnight miracles. Results require time. Marie saw initial changes within weeks, but the dramatic transformation took months. Consistency is absolutely non-negotiable. Missing days here and there won't destroy progress, but this isn't a 3-week experiment. It's a lifestyle shift. These remedies won't erase every wrinkle, and honestly, they shouldn't. Your face tells your story. The goal isn't to look 25 at 65. The goal is healthy, vibrant, well-cared-for skin that reflects how you feel inside. Individual skin types respond differently. Marie's combination skin with sun damage responded beautifully to these specific remedies. Someone with different skin conditions might need adjustments. And critically, sun protection remains essential. Marie now wears SPF 50 daily, something she wishes she'd done decades earlier. Let's be honest about what these remedies don't do. They won't rival surgical results. They can't reverse severe damage instantly. They're not a replacement for dermatological care when medical conditions require professional treatment. If you have skin cancer concerns, active infections, or serious conditions, see a doctor. But here's what they absolutely do accomplish. They improve overall skin health. They enhance natural radiance. They slow visible aging through cellular support. They boost confidence through intentional self-care. And they're affordable, accessible, and safe for most people. Marie calculated her monthly investment, about $30. Green tea costs pennies per cup. A bottle of rosehip oil lasts months. Honey, oatmeal, papaya, and blueberries are groceries she'd buy anyway. Compare that to $200 serums, $500 Botox treatments every few months, or $1,000 spent on cosmetic procedures. Why isn't this approach mainstream? Because nature can't be patented or monopolized. There's no profit in grandmother's wisdom. The beauty industry thrives on insecurity, on promises of quick fixes, on convincing women that aging is a problem requiring expensive solutions. Marie's entire philosophy shifted through this process. She stopped trying to fix flaws and started nurturing health. Beauty became an expression of self-respect, not vanity. She began seeing aging as a privilege. Earning wrinkles meant she lived long enough to laugh, cry, love, and experience life fully. But within that acceptance, she could still care for herself, honor her body, and feel vibrant at every age. 2 years ago, Marie Patterson stood before a mirror feeling disconnected from her reflection. She could have chosen surgery, expensive interventions, or given up entirely. Instead, she chose patience, nature, and wisdom passed down through generations. The transformation wasn't about erasing time. It was about honoring herself at every moment. Your skin is listening to how you treat it. Every choice you make, what you apply, what you consume, how you care, sends messages to your cells. Nature provides what laboratories spend fortunes trying to replicate. Slow, consistent care beats quick fixes every single time. Beauty is simply health made visible. Marie's story created ripples that continue spreading. Her granddaughter Emma now uses rosehip oil and drinks green tea, learning these rituals in her 20s instead of discovering them in her 60s. Marie's quilting circle has become a community of women supporting each other through aging with intention rather than resignation. And somewhere right now, someone who heard Marie's story is standing before their own mirror, seeing possibilities instead of limitations. Your skin's transformation starts with one choice. If Marie's journey inspired you, Someone else needs this hope too. Share this video with them. Like this video if you're ready to try nature's approach. Subscribe for more real-life health transformations that prove simple solutions create powerful results. And tell us in the comments, what's stopping you from trying these remedies? Cost? Time? Belief? Be honest. Let's talk about it, because your barrier might be someone else's too, and together we can work through it. Always patch test new ingredients on a small area first, and consult a dermatologist for specific skin concerns or conditions. But remember what Marie discovered in her bathroom mirror in her garden. Beauty isn't about fighting against aging. It's about living fully at every age. Marie thought her glowing days were gone. Instead, she found them in her grandmother's wisdom, her garden's gifts, and a mirror that now reflects how beautifully she's aged. What will you find when you look at yourself with kindness and give your skin what it's been asking for all along?